All right, I just charged the air conditioning. The refrigerant charge, what was it, 870 grams in this 2017 Highlander, dual air conditioning, 2 evaporators. Now, look at this little odd thing you see here. This is where I filled up the refrigerant charge, and you can see the pressure, 44 PSI. That's reading at the gauges outside. Then then my gauges timed out and turned off, and that's what this blank spot is here. But while it was turned off, I turned on the air inside the vehicle. Outside temperature is 46 degrees outside, 46, 47 degrees. And that accounts why the pressure is only 44 PSI out there, because the vehicle's been sitting overnight. But it's been sitting out here in the parking lot, and it's like 70 degrees inside this vehicle just by the sun hitting the black dash in the interior and heating up the interior. So last night got down into the low 40s, and this vehicle's been sitting out here, and it's 70 degrees inside here, 69, 70 degrees. So what you seen happen here was, you see the low side was actually just a little bit below the high side, you know, maybe 1 PSI. But when I turned on the interior temperature and started circulating the warm 70 degree air, the warm 70 degree air heated up the refrigerant in the evaporator on the low side. And then the low side went a higher pressure to 53 degrees above the high side. Now this was before I started the vehicle. And then right where you see the change is where I hit the ignition and I started the vehicle, and it engaged the compressor. And now you see the high side going higher than the low side, and the low side going lower than the high side. Before it was reversed, and that was only because on this cold day, the interior was hotter than the exterior in all the lines. And when I press the button for the fan to turn on, it puts 70 degree air on the evaporator, expanding the refrigerant, causing the pressure to go up. And that's what happened right there. So now we're running, and you can see we're 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Well, since we're running, that's only about 30 seconds, a minute and a half at the 5 minute part. And you can see we're at 24 PSI on the low side, 81 PSI on the high side. This is a front and rear evaporator system. I have the rear on. I have the rear on low temperature. I have everything on low temperature. I'm trying to make it as cold as possible inside here. And we got a sun. We got a nice bright sun up above that's shining on this vehicle, and this vehicle has been sitting in the sun, but because it's only 46, 47 degrees outside, it only could get so warm inside. So there's very little heat load over the evaporator, and the whole vehicle is cold. All the interior, only 70 degrees. So that's why we have only 81 PSI on the high side, that you can see right there. And we're a constant 24 PSI on the low side. Now let's switch over to, let's see where superheat and subcooling are. Our superheat and subcooling, we are 21 superheat, and our subcooling is at 15. Let's get over to temperature, and we're 33 degrees. So right now out of this dash, it is coming at 33 degrees out of this dash. I can tell you, it hurts your finger. You hold your fingers here long enough, and it has that bite to it where it's, kind of hurts your finger. It has that nice coldness to it. And outside right now, we got a little heat generated because we have the heat of the condenser, and we have some of the air that's wrapping around and going around and coming up in front of the condenser from the fan and pressure and everything, because it's only 40 some degrees outside. So I know it's 46, 47 degrees outside, so it's picking up a few degrees just by the sensor being in front of the grill close to the condenser. And if we track it, your temperature, let's get some of this fuzz off of here. And there's our temperature, 33.4 degrees, right at this pressure humidity sensor down in the dash. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. That's good enough for this. I just wanted to show you on cool days what normal pressures and temperatures, your superheat, your subcooling, what they look like on a vehicle on a cold day. and this is normal. No, you don't keep squirting in refrigerant until you bring this up to 130 psi, 140, 150, 170, whatever somebody on YouTube tells you that, oh yeah, I just keep adding refrigerant in until I see about 150 or 170 psi, or what some insane guy who has a big YouTube channel says, yeah, I all my vehicles 270 psi. Holy shit, I can't believe that. And he says that's what all vehicles are. All right, guys, I'll see you. All vehicles are not 270 psi. All vehicles are not 130 psi, 150, whatever. All vehicles are not 30 psi on the low side, or 21 or 24, or even all the way down to 12 psi is normal on some cars. All vehicles are not the same. And that's what I keep trying to stress in my channel. See you. Bye.